All right. So, um, give me this first one's fairly easy. Let's go. Anderson, you want that one? All right, hit me with it. What do you got to do here first? Which is subtract. Good. Subtract 4 from both sides. Get absolute value of x equals 5. Good. Now what? Do I have the absolute value on the side by itself? Yes, I do. All right, so if I have it on the side by itself, now I can split it. Remember the positive case and the negative case. So plus, minus. Positive case, I write it exactly the same. Negative case, I write the left side the same. Right side, I make it what? Negative. So then there's my answers. X is 5, x is negative 5. Look good? All right. Got number 2 for me? Walk me through number 2. You can give me 2. Can I split it right now? Yep, I can split it right now because the absolute value is on side by itself. So what's the positive case going to look like? X minus 5 equals 8. What's the minus side going to look like? Good. All right, let's solve the positive side. Add a 5 to both sides, so x is good. All right, solve the negative side. I have to do what? 5 to both sides. So then I have negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. Good. There's my 2 answers. Okay. Got number 3? Or 4? What do I have to do first? Not yet. What do I do before that? I got to split it. Good. I split it because I have just the absolute value on the side by itself, right? So the positive side is going to be 2x minus 4 equals 16. Negative side is going to be 2x minus 4 equals negative 16. Now what did you want to do? I like that idea now. So I add a 4 to both sides. Start with the positive case first. So I have 2x equals, what's 16 and 4? 20. Then what? Divide by 2, divide by 2. So x is going to be 10. That's the first one. Second side, do the same process again, right? So I add a 4. So I have 2x equals, what's negative 16 plus 4? Good, negative 12. Divide both sides by 2. X is negative 6. There we go. All right, so 1 and 2 are my answers. All right, last one. What do I have to do before I can split this? Divide by 2. Good. All right, again, this is not parentheses. You can't distribute it through. Okay, you have to get rid of that 2. You have to isolate the absolute value. All right, so the absolute value of 2x plus 5 equals 8. Now can I split it? All right, Duvall, walk me through from here. Uh-huh. Good. Now what do I have to do to both sides? Yep, subtract a 5. So I have 2x equals, what's 8 minus 5? 3. Divide both sides by 2. 1.5 or 3 halves, either one. Okay. Next side, subtract a 5. So 2x is going to be, what's negative 8 and negative 5? Negative 13. 13. Divide both sides by 2. X is negative 6.5 or negative 6.5. Yep. Questions on there, guys? Nothing? All right. So I want to add one little thing onto here. We did not do it yesterday. So one exception on equalities. Okay, we have one exception on equalities. The exception is, oh, I don't want to do that. There we go. Here's my exception. If you are ready to split, and the right side is negative, it's no solution. You don't even have to go any farther. Okay? That's the one exception on your equalities. Think about it here for a second. We said anything inside the absolute value becomes positive, correct? So if I have something like this, the absolute value of x minus 2 equals negative 4. There is no way, I guess I better write it on here. If I have the absolute value, technical difficulties, there is no number whatsoever I can put in for x here and get this to be a negative outcome. We'll get it to be negative 4. Give me a number for x. Pick a number.
863.
Okay, 863 minus 2. 861. Absolute value of 861. Well, that's positive, right? So give me a big negative number. Negative 417. All right, so negative 417 minus 2 is going to be negative 419, right? Turn absolute value of negative 419 is going to be positive 419.
Wouldn't it be negative 421?
So 417, 2,
Oh.
19. All right, so no matter what I put in here, a positive number, a negative number, can I ever get a negative answer? No, there's no way to get a negative answer. So anytime it's ready to split and it's negative, it's no solution. Where you have to be careful about is one like this. Say I have this, negative 2, absolute value of x minus 2 equals negative 4. Is that ready to split? No, it's not ready to split because I have that negative 2 on the outside. Okay, I have to divide first. So I divide both sides by negative 2. X minus 2 equals positive 2. Now can I split it? Yes. So when you're ready to split, it's at the ready to split point. If you are ready to split and the right side is negative, no solution. Make sense? Huh? Negative. It's negative 4, right?
Negative 4, yes. So you split it. Obviously, you'd add 6 to both sides. You'd have a partial solution. That doesn't count.
And no, it wouldn't work because it goes back to there's no way I can get a negative answer out of an absolute value.
So you have to be able to have a positive and a negative
Yes.
in order for there to be a solution.
Yes. You'd have to be able to get 2 answers.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So even if you can only get one answer, that is still no solution.
Correct. Yep. So I think this is the easiest way to look. There's a big, long, fancy rule in the book if you find it. I think if you break it down into this one sentence, it makes it so much easier. All right. So when you're ready to split, if the right side's negative, it's no solution. Done. Move on to the next one. Got it? Johnson, you're all over that one, aren't you? You like that one because you don't have to do any more work. All right. So let's get on to today. So today, I'm just going to tweak it just a little bit. Just a little tweak. What's the only thing different? Well, that word right there. Solving absolute value inequalities. So Same as before, you must account for both answers. Okay? Still an absolute value, you still have two answers. Now, it's very similar to when it's an equation. Very, very, very similar. Your steps for it. First step, isolate the absolute value. Exactly the same. Split to a positive and negative case and solve each one. Still the same. Here's the only difference. Positive case, you write exactly the same. Still the same. Only difference is this. On your negative case, write the left side the same, flip the sign, and make the left side negative. So really, at the end of the day, that is the only difference. Okay? Between an equality and an inequality, the only difference is on the negative case, you have to flip your sign around. Okay? Equality is equals, inequality is anything else. What? That's been the whole chapter. The entire chapter is called Solving Inequalities. Oh, all right. So, and now here's the other little bit too. This isn't really that important. This is just something that kind of helps you a little bit when you graph them. So most often it follows this rule. If it's greater than, if it's greater than or greater than or equal to, it's going to be an or compound inequality. If it's less than or less than or equal to, it will be an and compound inequality. Remember, ors go apart, ands come together. Okay? I say most often because if there's a negative and you have to flip your sign, it could change it on you. Okay, so I'm going to say 95% of the time it follows this rule. The way I remember the difference, more, greater than, or more than, more is or. Okay? It's just a little hint that helps you with graphing. I'm never going to ask you straight up, looking at this problem, is this an or or an and? Okay? We can graph these the same as before. It turns into a compound inequality, which we did last week. And one thing about it, so I just gave you that rule for equalities. You can't have the right side negative, right? For an inequality, we're not talking about specific points, we're talking about ranges. So do you think we can solve one if it's equal to a negative? Or if it has a negative on the right side? Yes, we can. All right, yes, we can. All right, so here we go. Let's look at a couple. So first one, absolute value of x minus 6 is greater than 11. We want to solve and graph these guys. Okay, solve them and graph them. So number one, I have to isolate the absolute value. So I need to move what over? I got to move the negative 6. How am I going to move it over? Let's add it. Yeah. All right, so I add a 6 to both sides. So the value of x is greater than, what's 11 plus 6? 17. Okay? Split it now. I'm ready to split it. I have the absolute value on a side by itself. To split, plus, minus. So I have x is greater than 17. Negative case, I flip my sign, make it negative. So x is greater than 17 or x is less than 17. This was a more than, so it looks like it's going to be an or. So if I graph this puppy, 0, negative 17, positive 17. So x is greater than 17, open dot at 17, going to the right. X is less than negative 17, open dot at negative 17, going to the left. So that turned out to be an or inequality. Still have to graph them. Anytime we got inequalities, we're graphing those puppies. All right? Simple enough so far? All right, let's look at number 2. So number 2, I need to divide both sides by 2 first, right? To get my absolute value on a side by itself. So I have absolute value of x is less than 9. All right, can I split it now? Yep, let's split it. Plus case, minus case. Plus case, you write it exactly the same, no bars. Negative case, you flip the sign and make it negative. All right? Go to graph this thing. 0, 9, negative 9. Okay, they're both open dots. So this first one, I'm at x is less than 9, so I'm an open dot at 9 going left. X is greater than negative 9, so I'm at negative 9 going right. And you would just shade in between. So less than turned out to be an and. Questions there? It's very, very similar, isn't it? Okay. All I did was just kind of tweak that sign a little bit. Then it brought us back to the previous lesson with the compound inequalities. All right, now let's try one where the two numbers are not going to be the same. So x plus 4, absolute value of x plus 4 is less than or equal to negative 7. Can I split this thing? Yes. If that was an equal sign right now, I was done, right? If it's an equal sign, I'd say no solution because that's equal to a negative over here. But since it's an inequality, I can roll with it. Split it. Plus, minus. Plus side, write it exactly the same. Negative side, write the left side the same. Flip the sign. Now this is going to be a negative, negative 7. Two negatives make a positive. There we go. Good. All right. So, subtract a 4, subtract a 4. X is less than or equal to negative 11. Subtract a 4, subtract a 4. X is greater than or equal to 3. All right. 0, negative 11, positive 3. So this is one of those times where I said negatives sometimes mess up the more is or stuff. Okay, this looks like it should be an and, but if we go to graph it, x is less than or equal to negative 11, so it's a closed dot at negative 11, going left. X is greater than or equal to 3, closed dot at 3, going to the right. There we go.
Why don't you do the other two, like, they're facing in, so.
This one's facing in, this one's out, and this one's out.
But greater than, and less, wouldn't you point
That's
the
true.
greater, for the second one, wouldn't you point the greater than, less than sign out? Wouldn't you go out and shade out instead of in?
Well, if I have x is less than 9, okay, I'm at 9, and I'm going this way. Less than is left.
Oh, you did, okay, yeah, I get it.
All right, this way it's here, going this way. You good? All right. Probably where you're getting mixed up at, they're kind of backwards. Like it feels like they're back, especially over here on this first one. X is greater than 17 is over here. This one here is over here. That's probably where you're getting a little messed up there. All right, still good? Let's do two tough ones, then I'm going to cut you loose on a couple. All right, so little higher level ones. You know what? Now we're good. All right, so let's split this. We ready to split it? Yep, let's split it. So plus, minus, okay. So I have 2x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 13. Minus side, left side stays the same. I have to flip my sign and make it negative. Okay? Wow, that's really sloppy. I'm sorry. We'll fix it. 2x minus 7. Okay, so add a 7, add a 7. 2x is greater than or equal to 20. Divide both sides by 2. 20 divided by 2 is what? Anybody? 10. Okay, over here, add a 7. Add a 7. So I have 2x is less than or equal to, what's negative 13 plus 7? Negative 6. There we go. Divide both sides by 2. This is less than or equal to negative 3. Right? Ready to graph it? Okay. So we have an open or closed dot at 10. Closed. Going left or right? Going right, correct? Open or closed dot at negative 3. Left or right? That's correct. All right, we ready for the last one? Sure?
I don't know.
This is like a level 5. Huh? You're just an expert. All right. All right, here we go. Get loose. Get loose. It's going to be a tough one. All right. So, what do I have to do first? What do you think you want to do first? After you limbered up? Before that? You got one other option. Add. That sounds like a great one. So, let's add a 5. So, I have 3. Absolute value of 2x minus 3. It's less than, what's 13 plus 5? 18. Now I want to do it. Why? Because I'd have to divide 3 places then. If I would divide it first, I'd have to divide this by 3, and this by 3. If I take that over first, then I can divide in 2 steps. Okay, so now we're dividing by 3. I like it. So, divide by 3, gone. So I have 2x minus 3 is less than, what's 18 divided by 3? 6. There we.
That was really, really fast.
Okay. All right. Add to both sides. Split it now. We're ready to split. So plus side stays the same. 2x minus 3 is less than 6. Switch the sign and go negative. I like it. Great idea. All right. So then, what do we have to do now? Add a 3. Boom. Boom. So 2x is less than, what's 6 plus 3? 9. Divided by 2 is? No. How about 4.5? Yeah, that's what your calculator should say. Okay. Over here, add a 3 to both sides. Get 2x is less than. What's negative 6 and positive 3? Negative 3. Divide by 2. X is? All right, we're getting negative 1.5. You guys like decimals. We'll put them in decimals. 0. 4.5. Negative 1.5. So, add 4.5. Open or closed? Open. Going left or right? We're going left. I'm not going to color too far, though, just in case. Look at the other one. X is less than negative 1.5. Oh, I messed up my sign. There we go. Okay, it's going to be open. Left or right? One to the right. So that was an and. Colored in between. Boom. How's that feel? Huh? That's a level 5. You should feel accomplished right now. I feel great. I feel great. What are you shaking your head about? I feel great about life right now, like the weight's off my shoulders. I hope you guys are like that too. No? No, I don't drink Red Bull. All right. 5 problems. Right now. Do them yourself. Right now. Give me 1 second. I'll bring it back up. I said give me a second. All right, here we go. Ready? So, first one, we got to move this 5 over first. So we subtract the 5 from both sides. The absolute value of x is greater than -8. Okay? I can split it. When I split it, I get x is greater than -8. X is less than +8. +8. Okay? That's the first one. If I was going to graph it, I'll graph the first one. I'm not going to graph them all, though, for time. All right, x is less than 8. So 8, open dot, going less. Open dot at -8, going greater. Okay, it would look like that. Second one, I can go ahead and split this right after I divide this 5. So I divide both sides by 5. The value of x is less than 3. Split it. So x is less than 3. X is greater than -3. And then graph them. Next one, I can split it right away. X plus 2 less than or equal to 7. X plus 2 is greater than or equal to -7. Subtract the 2, so x is less than or equal to 5. Subtract the 2, x is greater than or equal to -9. Next one, split it right away. 2x minus 4 is greater than or equal to -12. And then 2x minus 4 is less than or equal to +12. Add the 4 across, so I have 2x greater than or equal to -8. Divide by 2, x is greater than or equal to -4. Over here, add the 4, so 2x is less than or equal to 16. Divide by 2, x is less than or equal to 8. Last one, add the 4 across first, so I got 2. Absolute value of 2x plus 6 is less than, I added the 4, so it's 28. Divide both sides by 2. Relax. 2x plus 6 is less than 14. Split it. 2x plus 6 is less than 14. 2x plus 6 is greater than -14. So I split it here. All right, subtract the 6. Hold on. 2x is less than 8. So x is less than 4. Over here, subtract the 6. So I have 2x is greater than -20. Divide by 2, x is greater than -10. There we go. Questions, guys? Anybody? Okay, you have homework on this. Make sure you get it done. Going to a new lesson on Monday. Just as a heads up,